Experts forecast U.S. hospitality revenue will grow by 7.4% this year, and the industry may have its best year ever. Hilton and Marriott are positioned better than anyone else to take advantage. It's a perfect scenario. So why the bright outlook? There are three factors influencing the bright outlook in the hospitality industry today. The first one is global political stability, that in the past third of a century has permitted the global economy to take on proportions that nobody dreamed about a third of a century ago. This was brought about by four revolutions. The first is what I call the peace revolution. There's peace among the major powers of the world brought about by the end of the Cold War. In 1980, there were 75 conflicts raging around the world. Today, there are only a handful. I know that seems odd, but it's true. Democratic republics and capitalism are taking root. Nations are now focused on improving the lives of their citizens, which means growing economies. Prior to capitalism, men grew wealthy by looting and enslaving their fellow man. And capitalism has made it possible for men and women to grow wealthy by serving their fellow man. It's not perfect, but capitalism just keeps changing the world for the better. Next is the data revolution. 1990 predates the World Wide Web. Think about that. The iPhone 6 has more computing power than the entire Apollo space program. It's stunning, and it's changing the world. The global economic revolution. Countries that for 400 years were locked out of the global economic system are now playing an important role. 85 countries today are growing at more than 3% annually. Developing markets are expanding at 5%. Asia is growing at 6.5% per year right now. The fourth revolution is the American Revolution. The U.S. is the only rich country in the world that is still growing demographically. In 4 years, the U.S. may be the world leader in the export of liquid hydrocarbons. Outside of D.C., we still have cooperation and problem solving on a scale seldom duplicated. De Tocqueville noticed that the strength of the U.S. was that it tackled issues from the bottom up, and it still does. So what's the result of these revolutions? The middle class worldwide doubled in the last 20 years, and it will double again in the next 20. Global tourism has doubled in 20 years, and it will double again in the next 20. Developing markets are dramatically underserved in the hospitality segment. 100 million Chinese traveled outside China in 2013, and this will double by 2020. Hilton and Marriott's dominant global digital platforms can quickly build their brands in developing countries. Cultural isolation is the #1 deterrent to Chinese foreign travel. Hilton doubled its Chinese share just last year with the unique Chinese concierge program that makes it easier for them to adjust to new environments overseas. Hilton has signed an agreement to develop more than 400 Hamptons in China, which will become Hilton's second largest market by 2018. Marriott now offers an Arabic language website with toll-free reservation agents speaking more than 50 languages worldwide. There's a handout on your table if you'd like to take it along that summarizes these political stability factors.